Alright. Hi. I'm gonna be talking about a topic I've wanted to talk about for a long time now. And, the reason I want to talk about this is because this is gonna be kind of my thought on this slash rant. So it's gonna be a little long video. Uh, so hang in there, raddies. Also, I am the admin, I can never say that word, of a fan page for Emily Autumn. It's called, I forgot it at the moment. Hang on, let me bring it up. I forgot the name of my own fan page. That's awful. Um, it's called, hang on. It's called a Playgrad Family for Wave War Victorian Girls, aka Emily Autumn fan page. And, so this was brought to my attention because, I was looking through some pictures to find for my page, to share and all of the above. And, sorry, I have to keep adjusting and everything. So, it came to my attention that there's these photos. I will not name the site or anything, but basically they're like confessions for the artist. And it here's what I have to say. Like, really, first of all, before you all get started, you're like, oh my god, an Emily Autumn fan. She's probably just going to say that Emily Autumn's perfect, and she will deny everything else if someone says even a disagreeing thought about them. No. First of all, there's a difference, a huge difference, between having your own thought and having opposite thought. That's fine. Of course, people have opinions. That's normal. And then there's a huge difference between being an ignorant, dumb jerk and verbally attacking fans of a certain fan base. Whether it's music or fans of books, anime, manga, movies, basically anything. That's not okay. And I know there's a lot of that, but I'm not going to go over that. I'll do that probably in another video if you guys want me to go through that. But especially in this case for Emily Autumn fans, I noticed that a lot of these photos, if you guys have seen them, have like stuff written about Emily that's, I mean, I understand the difference. Like, if you don't like her, that's fine. Move on in life. Stop saying so much hateful things about her. Like, I've seen some pretty cruel saying things on these photos about her. Like, I can't even begin which one was probably the worst one. And sorry if you hear noises in the background. But, like, what the heck? I don't understand why people have to go out of their way and waste their time when they can be doing so much better things, especially towards Emily Autumn fans in this case, and basically say such hateful things. Like, I understand, maybe you're like, oh, I don't believe all this and whatever. That's your opinion, that's your thought, fine, but when you shove it in other people's faces and you're a complete jerkazoid about it, you need to just stop, back away from your computer, laptop, iPad, whatever the heck, and shut it down and go for a walk or something. Because really, we don't need any more hate than we already get. That can really be said for, like I said before, any fan base, but in this case, Emily Autumn fans get so much crap all the time. Or at least from what I've experienced. Like, and here's the thing. People are like, oh, they think Emily Autumn can do no wrong. She's so perfect. Yeah, I believe Emily Autumn is a very beautiful woman, a very independent woman, and she is very intelligent as well. And yeah, she's perfect, but then again, I personally think no one is, like, perfection. Like, I think everyone is beautiful in their own way. But here's the thing, I look up to her as a role model, as someone I adore, and she's helped save my life in a couple of times and ways. That's just my story. That's what I've experienced. And she was very nice when I got to meet her. She was a sweetheart. And it's not fair. It really isn't that you... I mean, I see tons of hater blogs and all of this, and... How do I even... This one blog, it bugs me because they constantly, like... Here's the thing, some of them have good points. Some of the posts, they're like, okay, yeah, I see your point. But most of the time, they're like, Emilie Adams, she probably doesn't even have, bipolar disorder. Like, first of all, who in God's right name, or however the heck you say it, who gave you the right to judge someone and say whether or not they have a mental illness? That's not okay. That's just not fair. Like, that's like if I went up to you and was like, if you were a girl and went, oh, you're a dude. Like, of course you would say no, but it's basically, it's kind of that stupid where it's like, you go up to someone, you basically accuse them of not being something, and they are something. Sadly, here's the thing, when it comes to mental illnesses, that's a serious thing, and especially, like, here's the thing, yes, a lot of Emilie Adams' fan base, a lot of her fans have mental illnesses, or have been in a mental ward or institution, or whatever you want to call it. But that's our safe place. That's what she's helped us, or at least from what I've heard, she's helped us go through a lot. And also, going back to the confession things, a lot of them go towards Emilie's stage performance and her book, especially her book, and what she says in her interviews. And here's my interpretation of what they do to the ignorant people who say idiotic and dumb things. Like, I'm not talking about the well-rounded, thoughtful, other point of view posts on that. I'm talking about the complete outright, really mean, cruel ones. Let me guess, you probably sit there watching all of Emilie Adams' interviews, which, by the way, end up basically getting her more views and everything, and spreading the word about her, because you're like, oh, I hate Emilie Adams, and you, like, basically sit there drinking haterade all day just about this one person, and the bloody crumpets and all that, and it's just like, really? I'm laughing at you because you're stupid enough to waste your time making a photo, finding the photo, finding all this information on this one person, or I guess you could say, Emilie and the bloody crumpets, and basically posting and saying, she doesn't have this, it's not true, and she's just as dumb as a doorknob or something. Like, you're ridiculous. You really are. I pity you, because you take all that time to make that? Wow. Congratulations on life. You just wasted probably basically a lot of time on something that you could have just simply in your head disagreed, clicked out, whatever, and moved on to better things that you like. Everything, instead of spending so much time hating on someone or something, you can move on and be happy? Of course not. Also, for the ones about the books and everything, I personally own the book, and I got it signed, and I've read the book, and I've listened to, the behind-the-scenes type things. See, this is my copy, and to prove that I got it signed, see, I got it signed. I don't know if you can see it, but, yeah, that's Emilie's signature. I've owned this for a while, and I've reread it, like, a couple times. For those of you who are like, oh my god, it's completely made up, it's stupid, it's not, whatever the case may be, first of all, yes, here's the thing. It was based off of historical facts. The story maybe not be entirely true, but it's basically, man, she didn't make the book for everyone. She basically made it for herself, and if you listen to the Ophelia companion, she made a deal with herself, basically, with the album, and then I think it was also with the book. I don't remember. Sorry if I'm wrong with that, but it's like she made the book for herself, to make herself happy, to basically get everything out and be like, well, here it is. If you want to read it, go ahead. But basically, it's looking into her mind. So I hate when people, like, they take it so serious that they're like, oh my god, she's completely, dumb. This isn't true at all. She wasn't all locked up. She didn't have this. This never happened. Well, have you actually fully read the book and after reading it sat there and comprehend what, sorry, my laptop keeps going down, but comprehend what you just read? Like, it's a lot of stuff to dig in. There's actually a lot of deep stuff in it, and here's the thing, I hate when there's, like, people are like, it's so, dark and everything, and, she didn't really do all this, it was all for attention, especially, when she wrote about, like, the drug diary and the cutting, especially the cutting diary. Wow. All I can say is wow, because, like, for, if someone has, enough pain to write, like, if you read the book, there's a page in the book that just sings, I think, pain, 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 written over and over and over, like, multiple times, I think on, like, 3 pages, just that word. And if you're that in much of a miserable state, like, who are you to judge that? If you've never been down that road, then you should really just not, you should just leave it alone. You should move on, because unless you have, even, let's say, even if you have, what gives you the right to judge someone else who has as well, or is going through it at the moment? If anything, you should help them. It just really upsets me. And also, like, going with, like, a lot newer posts on this blog or whatever, the only reason I keep going back to it is because I like the pictures. I basically take off the words and I keep the pictures because they actually have some really good pictures, which is ironic because they say so much hateful things about her, but have really good pictures and take the time to find them. But anyways, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, but for basically, I hate when people are like, I mean, I completely understand. Yes, the Opheliac era, the early, the middle, and the late, and also, like, I guess you could say Enchant, but mostly it's Opheliac era. Um, I hate when people are like, oh, she should totally, go back, like, she's not the same, she's lost her touch, the asylum isn't the same, and all that stuff. Yes, that's true, but here's the thing. She was very, I guess you could say she was very miserable, and that was her way of basically coping with everything. Everyone has their own way of coping. And who are you to judge how that is? Unless it's, like, horribly horrible for you. Then you should get help, but that's a whole nother thing. But in her case, it was, singing and performing on stage, and yeah, she still dresses in, like, kind of Victorian era, but she kind of has a different bit of a style now, but she still has her old aspects in it. But that's fine. Here's the thing. She's so much happier now, and if you're really a true Emily Autumn fan, you should be happy with her. You should live and breathe and keep the asylum alive instead of abandoning it completely. A thing that was once your home, that Emily Autumn opened her arms to you in her music, if you understood it, and the asylum altogether. Yes, in the beginning, like, she was like, it basically was just for her, and like I said, there was a deal with herself that she made with the album. But in the end, she wanted to make a place for people that were miserable or had some sort of disorder or whatever the case may be. She wanted to basically give a home for the misfits and the outcasts. And she still does, and yes, things have changed, but for the better, for her. And I think that the fans should basically accept that. And if you really aren't an Emily Autumn fan and you keep, completely hating on the flag era and all that, then why are you still an Emily Autumn fan? I mean, here's the thing, it's like I hate when people are like, yeah, I'm kind of, still a fan and I like Emily, I like her flag, but I'm not, a huge fan. That's fine. That's whatever floats your boat. But when you, like, start hating and being hateful towards Emily or the Bloody Crumpets, especially the fan base, that's not okay. That's not okay. What makes you think that's okay? How would you like if someone did that to you or your other favorite artist or band or whatever the case may be, or your passion? Like Emily, her passion basically is violin and singing, and sorry, this was tilted. Was it like that the whole time? Sorry, I keep being sidetracked. But really, I just shake my head in shame at the people who really just spend their time hating and being cruel and mean and all that. Like, is that really what you want your life to be? Because if you're that way on the internet, first of all, you probably wouldn't even say it to her face. And even if you did, Emily Autumn would probably gracefully not punch you. She probably would stab you with a spoon. Because that's how we roll in the asylum. It's a joke, people. She would probably just escort you out in a graceful manner that you probably wouldn't even realize you were out the door until you felt the coldness slap you on the face from the weather. Or at least where I live. It's cold. It's freezing. It's freaking cold. But anyways. Anything else? But here's the thing. If you're gonna comment on the video or where I post it on my Facebook, I understand, if you have a thoughtful, just, like, argument, like, whatever, saying, basically, if you have a good, valid point, by all means, comment, but if you're just gonna be a trolling douche canoe, please do me a favor, and first of all, why were you wasting now 18 minutes of your life watching this, and then decide to be like, lols, so stupid, the other fans are like, oh, selfish retards, or whatever the hell you're drinking with your haterade. Get out, please. The exit button is right, see, it's right there, it's up there, the little X button, depending on what you're using to watch this. Just click and exit out. Go watch whatever it is you want to watch. Because I don't have time, and most likely I'll just probably comment saying thank you for your comment, but that is not welcomed here. And then probably delete it or remove it. Because I'm just that classy. Sorry. But yeah. So, I'm glad I got that out of my system. And in the end, if you're, still hating on Emily Autumn, I pity you, but you know what? That's your life choice. While you're being unhappy and miserable picking on this one person or fan base, meanwhile, I'm not gonna, like, attack you and be like, if you call me, a bitch or something, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're a bitch too. Like, no. I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm sorry that you feel that way. That's not very nice of you to say. Bye-bye. And most likely block you or delete or whatever the case may is. But, let's see. Emily Autumn fans, if you're still a true Emily Autumn fan, or you still love her and her music, or, she's just helped you and you still, have her in your heart, then you completely understand this. I hope I made sense. And basically, for you haters, let's just call you that, enjoy drinking your haterade, enjoy wasting your time, enjoy basically being miserable, and meanwhile, while you're being miserable in your life, which congratulations on that once again, I'm gonna be, go having a tea party with my fellow inmates or cellmates, and basically having a classy fun time. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm sorry it was so long, but I needed to get this out of my system. If you have any questions, please comment below, or if you want me to do a certain type of video, or you have a topic that you'd like me to discuss, please also comment below. Thank you, good night, or good morning, afternoon, and have a swell day. Bye.